The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Thank you for joining us, as always, on this Wednesday at FRC Media. And as always, pretty much weekly, we speak with Mayor Paul Coogan of the City of Fall River, who joins us from Government Center. Mayor, how are you this week?
I'm doing great, Keith. How about you?
I am doing very well. Let's start with, I guess, one of the big regional stories is that we now have a date for the launch of SouthCoast Rail here in Fall River and New Bedford. The service is expected to start. There may be still some glitches, but right now it's scheduled to start on March 24th, which is about a month and a half away. This has been a long time coming, and let me just get your reaction now that we have a firm date. What do you think?
We have a firm date, and because we're in Fall River, we will wait till the first train leaves on the 24th. I think it has been a long time coming. As you know, it's been delayed a few times along the way, but I've seen those trains running now much more regularly. I gotta believe we're gonna go the 24th. I was pleased with the number of runs they're going to make every day, and I'm glad one of the things we did push for was weekend service. That's included also, and I can't wait to see what happens when these trains start running, because I think it's going to be a catalyst for change along our waterfront. That, coupled with 79, is going to be a great thing. It's just good to see the signs up. It's good to see the parking area open and ready to roll, and we're going to be moving on the 24th.
Now, in terms of the role the city will play once this is open, I know there's constant communication between the city and MBTA throughout this entire process. We've talked in the past about the housing restrictions that the city has met in terms of housing around the depot, but are there anything that you can relay in terms of how maybe the city will be working on a day-to-day basis? I would think public safety may be one of those issues.
Public safety is one of them. We want to make sure that area is well lit and patrolled regularly by our police department. Working with the MBTA, they have their own police force, so we'll coordinate with them. We'll also worked with CERTA to make sure we can get some kind of a regular bus schedule so that people in the South End or the Flint can have bus service to that train station on a regular basis. These are the things we're looking at: access, safety, and just get the train up and running. Like I said, it's been so long, I can't imagine there's not going to be some glitches along the way as we get going. But just to have it running is going to be a very special time. I was on President Avenue, I guess last week, and the train went by overhead while I was passing under the underpass, and I was saying, boy, isn't this just seeing the train pass overhead was cool. So I can't wait till it's loaded with people, and hopefully that's what we get.
Now, they've been conducting test trains, and, at the public hearing on Monday, which I was able to be at, there are some concerns from some neighbors who are there, especially in the Freetown area. There's some homes right on the rail line. Has your office received any complaints in terms of noise or any other issues with the testing of trains?
No, we haven't. I can tell you a story. A friend of mine is building some condos down on the old St. Michael's Credit Union property, right off Brightman Street. And he had people come to look at one of the condos one night, and they were in the unit, and the train went by, and the person said, gee, I didn't even know the train was going by. So they bought the condo. I always wondered if that was going to be a factor that might impact sales, being right on the train line like those condos are. And they didn't blink. I was amazed myself, because I'm old, and you hear the trains in the old days were clunk, 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 clunk. It's not like that. The thing just kind of zips along. It's one rail, but I think people will get used to it quickly, and I hope we don't get a bunch of noise complaints, because they've done so much test work on monitoring, obviously sound and speed and all the factors that go into the train running. So I got to believe we're going to be fine.
Yeah. The MBTA did announce, even though a complete detailed schedule of the day-to-day service has not been released yet, won't be released until early March. They did say that there'll be 15 total trips weekdays from Fall River to Boston. Now, that is both ways, not necessarily 15 one way, 15 the other, 15 total trips. So it could be a lower number going to Boston, more coming back. And they also mentioned that it could be an early train very early in the morning, 4:35 a.m. for those who need to get to work to Boston. So we'll just have to wait and see. Again, very exciting time
Yep,
for
it will.
Fall River and the South Coast. I want to shift gears now to the school committee. On Monday, there was a discussion about the number of students in Fall River that use one of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts virtual schools. It's an option for parents to have their students taught virtually, separate from the school system here in Fall River. The proposal, actually the item was that the city of Fall River is over a 1% cap, meaning over 1% of city students are taking advantage of that. I believe it's a little over 140 students taking advantage. So a discussion was put before the school committee as to whether there should be a cap set here in Fall River as to the number of students that should be allowed to take advantage of that virtual concept. The committee voted on a 2% cap. You voted against the process altogether. Why did you vote no?
I just thought it was unnecessary. I don't think we're going to go anywhere near the 2% cap. Obviously I can count. I knew the vote had gone the other way, so I don't really like us getting tied up on things that don't have an impact on the district. If perchance down the road the numbers start to bubble up and we get anywhere near a 2% cap, then I would probably vote yes. But at the time, I was probably more of a vote to just say, listen, I don't know why we're tackling this right now, but hey, it was on the agenda. The superintendent put it there, and it no harm, no foul. I don't think it did anything. My point on that is, down the road, what happens if our district, when we start our own virtual school, which is what we should all be striving for more than the cap, is getting something going in Fall River so that the money stays in the city. If we go over a 2% cap with our own virtual school, we're going to adjust it extremely quickly. So I didn't see that as an impact. I was just thinking a little more long term and how it's going to play out. But like I said, I knew what the vote was, and it just was something I wasn't really concerned about at that time.
Yeah. I know that school committee member Kevin Aguiar, who proposed the 2% cap, was concerned about if a lot of students do go down that road, that it may impact funding in Fall River. Is 2% really something to be concerned about? I mean, it could be a big number for people, but in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah, we're just over the one. I've never seen us get anywhere near that, but at the same time, my focus would be more on building our own virtual school system so that we can keep the money in the district from $1. I definitely agree with the members of the committee that all voted yes. We don't want to lose any money to this, but at the same time, I can't see us getting anywhere near 2% or putting the district in any kind of a bind. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. All right. And finally this week, I want to wish you an advanced happy birthday. I believe it is on Valentine's Day this Friday. I believe you're going to be 39 again, as they say. People our age, we like to go back in time if we can. So anything planned for your next birthday on Friday, which is also Valentine's Day?
Usually I try to make a deal with my wife to not give me any birthday presents or buy me anything, and then I don't have to get her anything for Valentine's. So we have a long standing tradition. We'll probably go out to eat or something, but it's not, at my age, birthdays are just a number. And, I'm still at the gym every morning, and I'm still in semi-decent health. So at the same time, I'm pleased with that. But I really, most people are very kind to me on my birthday. So I appreciate all the birthday wishes. And I'm sure I'll see people around because that's how I live. And thanks for thinking of me.
All right. Have a great day on Friday, Mayor. We'll talk again next week. Take care.
Okay. Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Keith.
All right. And thank you for joining us in FRC Media. Have a great rest of your week.